Hello everyone and welcome to episode 52 of our game dev tutorials. Today we're going to do a quick win condition and we are going to do dismissible messages using our message system that we added a few episodes back. The reason for this is it's just something you can pop up at the end of the level. It'll freeze the screen so nothing else is updating, and then you just click the OK button and you'll move through. That's at least the goal, and that'll take you back to the world map. This will get us set up to start saving our progress in our game. At least that's the goal for now. Hopefully I can get to that one for our next tutorial. Alright, so the steps for that are, well, actually, if you like these videos, please thumbs up. If you have a chance, throw a comment down in there, whether it's good or bad or whatever. You know what, anything, just to kind of drive some traffic to the videos. You know, I'm gonna keep making them, and the more traffic they get, the bigger community we can build worth of people that want to make games together, and hopefully we can support each other and do all that kind of stuff. If this is helping you in any professional manner, please consider YouTube. Not YouTube, jeez. Please consider Patreon. Having myself a little bit of a brain fart, but sorry about that. Alright guys, so first what we're going to do is we're going to add the needed bits to player and AI player. It's just a bool that says that it's defeated, and then some code that checks for specific things, in this case that there's no spawn points and no units for them to be defeated. Then we are going to add code to test for the win in world. Then we'll test that at this point. Then we'll add the Dismissible Message class, and we'll hook that up in between the firing of the guy being defeated and when you switch to world map. Okay, so that's our goals for today. We are going to start in we're going to start in player. This will be the fastest way to get there. Go to definition, move it over here. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we are going to be adding a public bool defeated, and then defeated equals false. And then in our update for player, well, actually, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do something slightly different. We are going to do a function for it. So it'll be check if defeated, I think will be a good name for it. Public virtual void check if defeated. Yeah, I think that's how that's spelled. Alright, and in here what we're going to do is we're going to leave it blank and we're going to set it up in here, but we're going to take this function and at the bottom of update, so update, click here so it shows the highlight of which one it's in. I'll go right here, semicolon. Okay, so all players will check if they're updating or check if they're defeated every frame. You could slow that down with the timer if you wanted to, if you didn't want to make that check every frame. But in this case it's going to be so small and light on the system that it's not even worth fighting with, so we're going to move ahead. Oh, sorry, I need that function. Alright, so we have check if defeated, and then here we are going to override the function, and we're going to say if spawn points dot count is less than or equal to 0. You could just say equal 0 because I mean a list can't be less, but just in case you change the variable from this list to something else, sometimes there's times in games where weird things happen and you end up with like a negative number and you don't want it to bug out and not work, so that's something that I deal with in that manner. So if I get a negative number, it still is going to find it to be defeated. That was a long thing without a breath. Alright, and then we want units, units dot count is less than or equal to 0 also, and then we would say defeated equals true. Okay, so very simple stuff there. We're now testing AI player to see if they're defeated. Okay, that was very quick and easy. This is not a hard thing to do. It's just something I want to go through, and really what I'm trying to get you guys is the dismissible message. So got that. Now we need to go to world. Let's see if we can find world, huh? World. Let's pin that, so I stop having to look for that each tutorial. Okay, we got world in. We got all this set up and everything. What we need to do is say at the very bottom of update, so it's right here, we say if AI player dot defeated, do something, right? And then the question is, well, what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna create a function called like win or win confirm. Probably right now we'll do win confirm. So it'll make more sense in a minute why I can say win confirm, not just win. But let's just do that. So public virtual void win confirm. This one's gonna have to take object info. Ugh, wrong button. Okay, and in here we are going to exit our level. So first we're gonna reset world, because that's part of our exiting. And then we are gonna call change play state to 1. Play state 1 is the world map. So we're resetting the world to nothing, and then we are changing our play state to 1. That's what we want to do here. So here we say if defeated, win confirm. No, because we're not really actually passing anything right now. But all right, so this should work. Let's run it. And so after we kill the last thing, there we go. It should snap us right back to the menu. And wig out with the sound, which is what happens when the background music goes. Okay, perfect. So we're there. If we start over, look, it all works. We can now loop through our game properly. Okay? So now we got to create dismissible message. So that's a slightly larger task. It's not monumental by any means, but we're going to have output, and we have message there. So we're going to create a folder. Whoops. Add new folder. Messages. Okay. And then in messages, we are going to create a new class. So to do that, very simple. We just add new item, a class, and this is going to be called Dismissible Message. Full message. Okay. Add. So we've got our dismissible messages. Let's bring up message while we're at it, so we can just grab everything that's in there. Switch out our using. We're gonna cull our namespace down. We are going to put public in. We're gonna do that now. Our dismissible message inherits from message. Okay, so let's get that in. Let's make this all work before we get into anything more. Let's pin these two for now, and we can unpin them later if we want to. So we know we need these things right here in dismissible message, because we need to be able to pass them in here. So pose dims MSG and SEC color lock screen. Okay, so we did all that. Now the dismissible message needs to probably I want it to have a background. I think it looks silly without one. So you could do it without one if you really wanted to, but I think it needs a background. So let's make sure that it has one. So we're gonna make a background out of a basic 2D. So public basic 2D BKG. Okay. We are going to need a button. So public button 2D button. And the last thing we're going to need is a function that we can pass in to take us out when we click OK. So let's say public pass object confirm bunk. Happy days. So obviously we're going to need to pass that in, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Pass object confirm funk. Okay. Then in here, I'm gonna say confirm funk equals confirm funk. Okay. So our constructor of message runs first, so it's gonna load all those variables in, which is nice. So we don't have to worry about those right now. And if you don't believe me, then they're all right here. Okay. Okay, so all those are going to load in. We set that equal. So what do we got to do? Well, we got to set up our background, and we got to set up our button. So let's start with a background. Background equals new basic 2D, new vector 2, new vector 2, and then this is going to be like, dims.x, dims.y, and this one will be pose.x, pose.y, and then we got this, we're going to use 2D misc solid. Okay, so there's a background. It has the dimensions of the dimensions passed in, so keep that in mind. Button, we need to do our button equals new button 2D, and we'll have that, and then we'll have new vector 2, new vector 2, new vector 2. This is the font path, this is the text. Okay will go on our button, or you can say confirm or whatever the heck you want there. New pass object, and this will be we don't have a function for it yet, we'll get that in a minute, and then we're going to pass in null. Let's create the function that this will call. So public virtual void maybe complete click, and that's going to be object info, and then in here we're just going to call our confirm func, pass in info, just in case we were going to pass anything in here. Right now it's just going to be blank, but we want to pass it through if there is anything. Okay, so first things first, let's use shade here. So 2D misc shade. Okay. When it comes to the size, oh no, this is the position, I'm sorry. So it's going to be pose.x plus 20, pose.y plus 20, so that'll offset it from the center 2020. You can fiddle around with this all you want. And our button size, maybe something like 70 by 35. Should be good. And then we are 1,2 for frames. In fact, there's only one frame on shade, but this is what it would be if you actually made the art for it. Fonts wise, we're going to say fonts. We'll just use the same font we've been using for everything, which is just fonts Arial 16. And then we need to pass in this to here. Okay, so that's the basis of what we're doing. We need to do a public override void update, and we're going to override the draw. So let's do that as well. Public override draw. Oh, void draw. Okay. We do not want the base message being called. First thing we're going to do is say background.draw, and that's vector2.0. It just draws where we told it to draw in the first place. Our text zone, which you may not remember, but it is in our message. It is here. We come to here, we say dot draw, and we will pass in some variables to there, some parameters. We have new vector2 pose.x minus, well, maybe the text zone's dimensions, yeah. Text zone.dims.x over 2. So that pulls it back to kind of center-ish. You can fiddle with this all you want. Pose.y minus 20-ish. I mean, we could do, so that makes it a little higher. Again, you can fiddle with that all you want. Then we're going to say if button not equal null, just in case, right? I mean, you don't, the way we've set this up, you really don't have to, but this is just a nice little check. Button dot draw, and that'll go where we told it to be, so vector2.0. All right, so this is our, oh, you know what? I didn't update. Let's do an update. It's just button dot update, and this is vector2.0. So relatively simple. All this does is it's going to lock out, and we need to tell it to do that. So lock. No, let's leave that variable. Let's leave that variable. It's going to lock out our screen because we're going to tell it to, and then it's going to make us push OK in between the win and moving to the mini map. All right, or world map, whatever you want to call it. So in here, instead of just straight calling this here, what we're going to do is we're going to say globals dot message list dot add new dismissible message, and then here we're going to say new vector2, new vector2 string color. This is the text color. Color dot black, BLACK. There we go. Oh, that was wrong. This actually doesn't matter. So in that case, since this doesn't matter, let's make it go away. Let's not have it anymore. Message, and then we're going to say we don't need this anymore. Not this one. Here, we don't need this. And this will just tell it some random number. I think even a 0 would work, but I'm just going to set it to something so that it doesn't cause little issues. Back to world. Okay, so black, and we are going to lock the screen. And this one was win confirm, right? So we just put that in there. Comment that for now. Okay, so for our position, we want this into the screen. Globals dot screen width over 2. Globals dot screen height over 2. Dimensions, maybe something like 250, 110. I don't know, something like that. Probably fine. So now we've put that in. It's gonna update. It's gonna lock the screen. It's gonna update so that we can click the button, and then it's gonna pass us through. At least that's the goal. And here we go. Play. Let's massacre some noob cakes here. And get through this. Okay. Okay, so two little issues we have. First of all, our text ended up white, so we can't see it. And the second thing that happened here is our arrows going under our message system, which is a bug that we created last time. So we need to go into main, scroll down. And I said last time, oh, messages have to be on top, right? Well, and that's kind of true. But the cursor actually has to be on top, on top. So we need to take our cursor, oops, and put it right before sprite batch end. So that'll fix that bug real fast. So there we go. So there's that. And then our text, we're going to have to figure out why it's doing that. But let's look and go to our dismissible message and say text zone dot color equals color. Oh, yeah, it's just lowercase right now. Okay, let's see if that makes it better. Nope. Expected that to work. Is it not saving or something? Colors right there. Text zone color. Let's take a look at that again. I don't see it anywhere else on the screen. We'll have to see. Oh, and it didn't dismiss it properly. So that did not close it. Alright. Why did it not close it? Let's take a look through our little thing here. Confirm func is there. Let's see. We didn't set it to be done. So first let's do that. Dismissible message. Done equals true. Our text zone, huh? That's a little confusing. Oh, you know what? I bet you we just didn't pass it anything. I forgot to load it. You win. There we go. All right. Let's run it again. Let's do it again. Make sure it works. Although those should work now. No. I got you. Alright, you win. I mean, it's ugly, but it's there. You could raise it up a little bit more and probably look better. Push OK, and we're through. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you liked it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you hated it, if you really want to, you can hit that thumbs down button. I mean, that's totally on you too. Comments are great, even if they're, you know, not all positive. It's fine. Just, you know, love to hear from you. Love to see what you're thinking. We'll keep going at this. And again, guys, if this is helping you in any professional manner, please consider Patreon. A little bit goes a long way for the channel and helps us keep moving forward. Thanks, guys. See you guys next time.